What's going on, everyone? Jeremy here from the Quartering, and this is a funny story. This one will get a chuckle, I assume. The video game world was all a bustle, the game streaming world last week, when Ninja decided to go exclusive, to leave Twitch, come over to Mixer. A big signing, similar to your favorite sports team signing away a big star from another sports team, and immediately provided some legitimacy to the Mixer platform. Now, I'm going to guess that Microsoft is going to have to bring other stars away from Twitch to exclusively stream over on Mixer, not just Ninja, if this is going to work. He's a very popular Fortnite streamer, but I think his popularity is waning, and there's other bigger stars in other games, so I expect Mixer to do so. Now, the interwebs, the Twitterverse was very interested in Mixer's clothing guidelines for their streams, for their video game streams. Now, I thought it was interesting. It's pretty strict, I think. And of course, all the streamers, a lot of the female streamers are feeling totally oppressed by having to wear a normal t-shirt or something like that in order to get a family-friendly mark. But let's take a look at the guidelines first and then some of the reaction to it. So in order to have a rating of your stream for family friendly, clothing must cover entire visible body from a few inches above the B line. It cannot be strapless and should show little to no cleave. A teen stream. Clothing can reveal more than a hint of cleave, but should still cover the entire visible body, cannot be strapless. 18 plus stream. The chest must be covered from the B-line to the end of the rib cage. No underbob. Clothing that shows off the midriff, such as crop tops, are allowed. Strapless tops, if the top can be clearly seen on camera. No one should have to guess if the streamer is wearing something. Situationally appropriate clothing is allowed. Swimwear is considered acceptable at a family beach. Is acceptable when at the beach, pool, or participating in a sporting event. When a gym, this type of stuff. Okay, I think it's very specific. But let's look at some of the reaction. Mixer's clothing guideline looks like it was written by a guy with an agenda against Bob streamers. What is this high school uniform baloney? God forbid teen see shoulders or a hint of cleave. Didn't you know? Okay, fine. You're welcome to not stream on Mixer. Here's another one. Behold Mixer's rating-specific clothing guidelines. Anyone else wildly uncomfortable with the idea of any visible skin not being family-friendly? That's actually not the rule. It's, you just want to wear like a normal shirt, like a normal person, not like dressed like you're going to the club. Crop tops or visible shoulders, 18 plus, archaic and backwards. I mean, this is why a lot of people defend the rights of a few who wear boundary-pushing clothing on Twitch, because you end up with archaic stuff like this. I mean, okay, if you want to watch women feeding their children, you can watch that on Twitch. Mixer criticized for Bob-focused streamer clothing guidelines. Twitch partner says rules deem female body inherently inappropriate. Microsoft will evaluate if changes are needed. I don't think that's what it does. I think it's a little strict, but I mean, I don't see it as. I mean, you can stream all you want. You just have to. By the way, denote your stream appropriately. It's not like no kid ever has gotten around that anyway. They're not saying it's not allowed. They're saying that. In order to qualify for a particular type of stream, which is probably built into how they're going to get advertisers. But, they're not presenting that argument appropriately. Imagine my shock. Here, the hard-hitting reporters of IGN say, Mixer, Ninja's new streaming platform, criticized for seemingly strict clothing guidelines. Mixer, the streaming platform that recently managed to sign on Ninja to stream exclusively on their service to Twitch, is being criticized for what some call strict and likely unfair guidelines. Mixer's official clothing guidelines states that there are some limits to what our streamers can wear on camera. Our rules on clothing attempt to allow expression while keeping things safe for a wide variety of audience members to make use of our site. Again, the same people that are arguing to defend this, to that, like, I don't understand. Let me put it this way. The same people that would argue you're welcome to not use their platform, it's a private entity, are having a problem with this. Shocking. By Mixer standard, a family-friendly stream must meet the standard of clothing must cover the entire visible body from a few inches above. You know, what's wrong with this? I don't understand. A number of streamers, content creators, and industry workers on social media have criticized the guideline for being needlessly strict. Female and feminine streamers and content creators. Just checking in to let everyone know by Mixer standards, meet and greets at Disney for Ariel, Mona, and Jasmine are 18+. Okay, so I'm ready to head reading about the Mixer clothing line, our clothing rules. I'm honestly dying. What is this weird stuff about strapless tops and not being family friendly? Anyone who actually thinks that is just stupid. It's shoulders, people. I mean, I think it is pretty strict, but again, Mixer isn't saying you can't wear something more revealing. It's just saying that you have to denote your stream as such. I don't necessarily have a problem with this. It's a little strict, but it's funny to watch, you know, Ho's mad about it. Had to do a double take on those Mixer clothing policies. My Catholic middle school rules were more lenient. 80% of my work wardrobe is apparently not family friendly. The dress I'm wearing right now also doesn't pass. Okay, again, you could denote your stream for teens. We also haven't really seen any of this enforced. You know, you could just wear a t-shirt. While Mixer's guidelines take steps to use some gender-neutral wording, some have also criticized the guideline for specifically referencing clothing styles and physical traits that are predominantly associated with feminine people. Well, that's where the problem, if you call it that, is. The conversation, we'll call it that, has never been around what men are wearing on stream. The conversation has never been about men putting pasties on and painting their bodies. So to act like this isn't a uniquely female problem is absurd. Of course it is. The wording in and of itself, fine. I hate to break it to you, Mixer, but people will still find ways around these rules to test their limits. High schools have dress codes and still teen girls fight back. Okay, cool. Fight back about it. I think you should. I mean, I think it's fair to criticize it, but at the same time, look, Twitch is fine for you then if you're worried about what you're allowed to wear. In an earlier, seemingly unrelated stream, Mixer CEO Matt Salismendi commented on how he thinks Mixer's terms of service compares to Twitch's. Quote, Twitch has struggled with things along the lines of enforcement for a long time. It's a hard problem. He said, the hard problem to solve as community grows. So one of those things we did early on was to try to get ahead of some of the stuff was making our rules of conduct clear and objective as possible. So you know if you're doing something right or wrong. There's not really a gray area. If you look up our code of conduct as it relates to clothing, we outline the exact requirement in terms of clothing for each rating on Mixer. I mean, ultimately, we're talking about a video game streaming website. We're talking, well, mostly. We're talking about a streaming website that's obviously trying to brand itself to pander to the video game audience. What you're wearing doesn't necessarily relate to this. It's a small thing. When asked for comment, Microsoft spokesman stated, quote, Mixer is committed to maintaining a positive, inclusive, and diverse community alongside transparent rules for user conduct. We're always listening to feedback to ensure we uphold the friendly and welcoming environment for our community. Streaming platform has certainly come under greater attention as a result of Ninja's exclusivity deal. You can check out what the streaming community thought of the deal. I mean, the streaming community was jealous. That's how I believe they reacted to that deal. You know, you have Mixer CEO taking jabs at Twitch inconsistent toss. You know, that's the thing. He said they've struggled. That's true. One of the biggest complaints people have about Twitch, at least as viewers, is that they are very inconsistent in enforcing their own rules, and things like that. All right. So if one solution to that is being extremely specific in the rules of what people can wear while streaming video games, I don't have any problem with that. Now, you're welcome to not like it. You're welcome to ask for change. And if Mixer changes that, that's up to them. But I think the idea that a clothing policy is aimed at any one person is wrong. I think it's aimed at an issue that people have with Twitch. Whether or not the Bob streamers on Twitch, barely streaming Apex Legends and Fortnite, but just gobbling up 13-year-old thirstiness, whether they're a big part of the site or not is irrelevant. They're definitely synonymous with Twitch. Twitch thottery is a thing. So it would appear to me that Mixer doesn't want that stigma. They want to be kind of a clean streaming website. And I guess I don't blame them for that. In a time where people are consistently griping about double standards on Twitch, in a time where the worst characters on Twitch, both men and women, are consistently pushed to the forefront, it's not any surprise to me that Microsoft would want to come in and separate themselves from that and say, hey, dear advertisers, by the way, this is what this is about. Dear advertisers, we have extremely strict rules around what our streamers can say, do, and wear so that you can feel confident when you advertise on our platform. Here's 3 clear categories for you to run your ads. You can pick where you want your ads to run. If advertisers don't care, they're going to run on all 3. But the ones that do, the ones that want to make sure their ads run on specifically family-friendly video game streams or something like that, can do so. This is 100% around making sure advertisers feel comfortable pouring money into Mixer because they've made a huge financial investment in Ninja. I'd be willing to bet they're going to try to bring over more streamers that are generally family friendly, although Ninja has had his moments. I wouldn't exactly call him always family friendly either. Things like having drinks on stream probably isn't something I would consider family friendly and things like that. The CEO is correct, though. They are straightforward with the rules when it comes to clothes. But whether or not streamers and viewers agree with them is a totally different thing entirely. As more eyes come to Mixer because of Ninja permanently being on the platform, it's important for the platform to have a clear set of rules and guidelines. So far, so good. Ninja's debut revealed he had over 500,000 subscribers, although they are free for the first 2 months. If he's able to keep it up once viewers are forced to pay, that will be something to keep an eye on. Just think. The latest numbers for Ninja, I don't know if Twitch Stats is accurate or not, but at one point he had like 250,000 subscribers. Okay, this is double that. Now, I don't know if you had to put your billing information to sign up or not, but right now he has like 14,000 subscribers on Twitch. So if he keeps 10% of this, it was already hugely worth it. That is if, of course, he gets the money or not. Mixer, I think, is coming in strong, throwing some money around, and Ninja won't be the last big esports streamer that they go after. I'm almost certain of it. And certainly if they get a return on their investment, they're going to do more. Having clearly defined clothing rules, you can disagree with them all you want, but you know what? Twitch, you want to flop them out on Twitch. They love you. It's very progressive. I hope you enjoyed this video. We'll talk to you again real soon.